We often think doing things perfectly is a great quality, but sometimes trying to be excellent can leave us feeling stuck and tired. Welcome to our show, where we explore the way our minds work every day.
That's right, A. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects a lot of us. It's called perfectionism.
We wanted to keep this episode short and sweet. It should take about 12 to 18 minutes to explore this big idea.
Our main goal is to help you see the difference. There's a difference between wanting to do good work and demanding something so perfect that it actually holds you back.
Yes, that's so important. We need to understand when this need for perfection stops us from even starting, or from finishing a project, or when it stops us from seeing that what we've already done is good enough.
Because when perfectionism goes too far, it can really get in the way. It can stop us from feeling happy and from getting things done.
To help us understand all the little details, we're going to talk about a few key points.
Taking care with your work is a great thing, of course. That's a wonderful quality. The trouble starts when any mistake, even a tiny one, feels like a disaster.
That's when your self-worth gets tied to the result. Or the goals change right after you reach them, turning it into a never-ending chase.
This perfectionism can mean checking your work over and over. You might spend way too much time on tiny details, much more than is really needed.
You might also be afraid to show your unfinished work. Or you might even give up on a project before you start. And strangely enough, this can make you procrastinate.
Exactly. If the result has to be perfect, then taking that first step feels scary. The fear of not doing it perfectly can just make you freeze.
So, how can we use these ideas in our everyday lives?
Here's a practical tip. Before starting a task, decide on 3 levels: the must-dos, the nice-to-dos, and the optional extras. This helps you see your priorities.
It also helps to set a time limit or a stopping point. Once the must-dos are finished and checked once, you can consider the task done.
Of course, that's unless there's a real safety issue. In those situations, being extra careful is non-negotiable.
So instead of aiming for perfect, try asking a checkable question.
Ask yourself, does this work achieve its goal, and does it meet the requirements we agreed on? This helps you stay practical and efficient.
Of course, this approach has its limits. And there are situations where you need to get outside help.
Absolutely. If you're feeling a lot of distress, if the checking is getting out of control, or if it's disrupting your daily life, it's worth getting a professional opinion.
You shouldn't hesitate to see a specialist in those cases, because perfectionism can be linked to anxiety.
To wrap up this episode, we'd like to leave you with a question to think about.
For what task today would a good enough result be more useful than a perfect one that's never finished?
For those who want to dig a little deeper, we've looked at some reliable sources.
You can check out the World Health Organization. They have a great section on mental health right on their website.
And the National Institute of Mental Health is another great resource, with helpful information on the symptoms and diagnosis of anxiety disorders.
So, to sum it all up, perfectionism can be a tricky trap. Learn to tell the difference between striving for quality and a standard that just paralyzes you. Use the 3-level method: essential, nice to have, and optional. And always ask yourself if your work is getting the job done, rather than if it's perfect. Most importantly, please don't hesitate to seek help if the pressure becomes too great.
Thanks so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'll catch you in the next one.